Hello, this is Russell Lewis with my evaluation for my film. Okay, first question. In what ways does your media product use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? Firstly, the title of my film. My film is called Retribution Hill, predominantly for the reason that retribution means the act of taking vengeance for wrongdoing, in this case a provoked shooting. And the hill is where the two actors walk down into the underpass. These two combined pretty much sum up the storyline. My title is similar to the style of Gridiron Gang, due to the fact that gridiron is a term used to describe North American football teams, and it's a gang of players which also sums up that storyline. The setting and the location of the film is predominantly in an underpass for the shooting. The setting is modern day where it's cloudy and rainy, in a rural area. This is similar to the film Shank, where Rager gets stabbed in a type of rural underpass and his brother mourns his death and tries to find Tugs the killer. The costumes and props I used were made to fit in with the genre urban drama. The costumes of all three characters resemble what I would imagine teenagers brought up in a gang-fueled city would look like. For example, hoodies, tracksuit bottoms, trainers and hats. And for the main props I used a gun and a BMX. This is similar to the film Kidulthood, as the main characters of the films are young adults and are dressed in the same fashion. Also, the main actor, Shrive, is heavily involved with the production of pistols and guns. In my film, the camera follows the main actors using tracking shots and match-on action, such as in the first scene where the characters walk down the road. The entire film is predominantly filmed on a tripod. However, such scenes as the final one where the main actor removes the balaclava is handheld filmed, due to the tripod not being able to go as low as the floor level. This is similar in Kidulthood, when Shrive, Jay and Mooney visit Sam's house and they beat him up on his bedroom floor. After, Shrive takes a picture on his phone of Sam beaten up. This shot is clearly handheld, as a tripod would not be low enough to capture the shot, thus making it more effective. The opening credits I used in my film were in the sinking ship font, which is a bold style, and I chose this because it kind of looks like street graffiti, which ties in with my genre. I also used dark colours and a heavy outline and shadow. This ensures that it stands out clearly from the video layer behind it, which adds additional emphasis. This is similar to the titles in Rolling with the Nines, which have a shadow around them that stands out from the video layer behind it. My story and how the opening sets it up. Well, the two brothers meet in the underpass, and there's cut scenes of the attacker running into the underpass where they are walking to. The shooting is very sudden, and therefore chaos and uncertainty questions the killing. This is very similar to the introduction of the film Splinter, as there is an unexplained shooting and the story carries on from there, without the audience not knowing who the killer is. Genre and how the opening suggests it. The genre for my film is urban drama. This is because it has a rap song intro and the two teenage males in the storyline are talking about gang violence in prison, which is also brought up in a rural area. This is similar to the introduction of Before I Self-Destruct, as the introduction music is a rap style performed by 50 Cent. Also, Before I Self-Destruct is a crime drama film, which is also similar. So, how the characters are introduced. Both meet up by a roadside and shake hands, which shows unity. The brother's glad for the main actor that he got out of the gang for the reason that he doesn't want to end up dead or in prison. This is similar in the film Adulthood, where Omen's about to kill an unknown man, which turns out to be his brother. And the two brothers unite and are negative towards Dabs, who has set Omen up. This shows unity to overcome a wrongdoing. The main special effect for my film is the time freeze effect. This is where the killer freezes whilst the brother has time to step in front of the main actor, saving his life. The time freeze effect I got was from videocopilot.net. I had to do the effect twice due to the tripod moving mistake, which made it a long process. I also used colour correction on specific scenes that I did not redo due to bad weather, such as the red replacement, as dark red glare from the light was different over the 2 days of filming. A similar time freeze effect happens when Sam and Jay have a final fight at the end of Adulthood, and there's a time freeze revolving around the two as they hold each other at bat and gunpoint. How does your media product represent particular social groups? I'm going to compare my main actor, which is me, Russell Lewis, in Retribution Hill, and I'm going to compare him with Noel Clarke, who plays Sam Peel in Adulthood. The similarities of the characters are that they both wear hoodies and trainers, so branded clothes that I'd expect to see in some sort of gang film. Both characters have the main role in both of the films. The only difference I can really think of is that Sam Peel is black, whereas I'm white, clearly. Both characters have done wrong in the past, being involved in gang violence, and now they both want no trouble as they know that being involved with gang-related crime will only lead to either a prison sentence or an early grave. Furthermore, both characters seek answers to their own personal problems in both films. The main actor in Retribution Hill seeks retribution and answers to why his brother was killed, whereas in adulthood, Sam Peel is trying to find out who was planning on killing him after him doing time in prison. For the next question, what kind of media institution might distribute your media product and why? I've already answered this on my YouTube channel. I'll post a link in the description or somewhere on this page that will link you to it. Who would be the audience for your media product? A typical viewer for my film, Retribution Hill, would be young adults or teenagers due to the fact that they can relate to this as it addresses their audience. I presume that the type of audience that would watch my film would have a music taste of predominantly UK grime, hip hop or drum and bass. My audience probably likely to shop at places like New Look, Urban Brands and M&M Direct for the latest brands and fashion. Even though my film is about gang culture and violence, it is meant to appeal to teenagers and young adults with the moral that life isn't as always simple as it seems and they should make the most of every day as you never know when it will all end.
Here I have annotated the opening of my film, showing the audience that the song I have used is a similar genre to the Before I Self-Destruct opening music. Here I have annotated the main special effect in my film, time freeze, as it is the unique selling point of the film. What have you learnt about technologies from the process of constructing this product? Well, firstly, the tripod I used. I found out, or realised when filming, is that if you adjust the height or the angle of a specific shot, it can actually change the audience's perspective on it, which was pretty good for some of the shots, like when I was chasing the killer. I had the tripod up in the tree, gave a bird's eye view of it, which worked really well. Next, the cameras I used. The first one is a Finepix Fujifilm. Second one is a Sony Cybershot, and the third is an SDR S26, which I'm recording on now. The reason I used three different cameras was first that the Finepix one I found was better for taking photographs, more reliable, although for video the battery life didn't last as long. For the Sony Cybershot, I used that for HD video, such as the time freeze effect and the underpass shot, as it gave more detail, more emphasis on the crisp quality of the shot. And lastly, the one I'm filming on now, SDR S26. I use this the most because, to be honest, it's the most reliable and it's got a really long battery life. Okay, next, my computer, which is Windows 2000 XP, and I use Sony Vegas Pro for pretty much all of my editing. The only reason for that is because I already knew how to use it, and it was just easy enough for me to get home and just edit whatever I've done. The programs I used. Firstly, I want to talk about YouTube, because I think it's the most important one. This is my channel, and I'm not sure what to say really, because I already had a YouTube channel before I started media, so I kind of already knew how to work everything. But the thing that really did it for me is the fact that how it can actually get your video noticed. I mean, I haven't been watching my videos at all and I've already got 12 views on it. It's quite amazing, which obviously means people are quite interested in my film. Then also got 15 channel views. So yeah, it's a great way of getting videos out there. So I was pretty impressed by that. Next is thefont.com, and this is where I got my Sinking Ship font from, which is really good because I couldn't actually find any type of text that I think that would fit in with my genre of film. But the font really helped me out because you can just search anything you want. I think I searched graffiti or something like that, and came up with a list of fonts, and then I just picked one, install it, and that was it. It was great, really good. Next program I used was Sony Vegas. I've talked quite a lot about that, so there's not much really to say other than it was the most predominantly used editing software I used. Next program I used was Blogger, and this is great because I've actually never used Blogger before. I've never used a blogging site, and I thought it's a great starter website. You can manage loads of blogs. You can just log on and type whatever you want, and then it'll be there permanently. And you can chop and change. You can edit anything about it. You can upload pictures, videos. There's a really good way of doing my screenshots from my analysis, as you can see here. Before I self-destruct, you can put on pictures and then you can write text about it. Yeah, it's a really good site. Next is SurveyMonkey, and I've never used this program either, or this site either, and I thought it was just as good as I expected, because you can just sign up and then you create a survey in a matter of minutes. And the best thing for me, which really helped me with my research, is that you can post your survey on Facebook. So I had all my friends do the survey, and it really helped me with deciding what film I was going to go with. So yeah, it's a great website, great for surveys. Next is freeplaymusic.com, and I was really worried when I was informed that I had to use copyright-free music for my film, and from past experiences I know that copyright-free music is absolutely rubbish, but then I found this site and I was actually blown away by how good the songs were and how many choices there were. Actually really helped me a lot. I mean, all my songs are copyright-free, and this site had them all. Any genre, anything I want, it was there. And I could preview it quickly, or I could download it in a matter of minutes, and it's just great. It's a great site. Just load one up now. Oh. Yeah, that's how quick it is, and many genres, many types of songs. It's just an all-round great website. Really recommend it. Toast Titanium was a program we have at school on the Macs. So I don't have this at home, so I can't show you, but because at school these cameras, well, the SDR S26s, their movie format is .mod, and for the Macs that's a problem because I don't think they're able to play them in the format they're in. So Toast Titanium comes in, and it can convert anything to any sort of format, and it really helped me because such effects as the time freeze effect, which I couldn't do at home, I could do at school, and thanks to Toast I could convert them and get on with it straight away. Adobe After Effects was the most important program for me, as it helped me do my time freeze effect, helped me do color correction, everything. It's got multiple effects, and it helped me really greatly with my film. Made it look professional standard. Yep. The final program I recall using for Mac was Soundtrack Pro, and this helped me greatly with my time freeze effect and my entire film, as it came with loads of pre-made sound effects that I could just drop onto a timeline like here, like so, and I could just chop and change the pitch, drop anything I want. So like in my time freeze effect, when the gun was cocked, then the killer shot, that was all made on Soundtrack Pro, and there's loads of different gun noises to choose from, everything. Yeah, it was way easier than GarageBand, I thought. So.
Looking back to my preliminary task, it's difficult to compare them due to a completely different storyline and genre, as the preliminary task is just two people talking, which is hard to edit, as it's such a simple shot. However, my match on action has improved dramatically from the preliminary as shown in the graveyard scene. I did not use the 180-degree rule in my film, although I did see the advantage of that type of shot and decided to do a 90-degree shot. This is when the main actor stands up in the graveyard and spots the killer behind him. I did not use shot reverse shot either, but I can see its potential for use in a different genre such as horror. The main aspect I have learnt since my preliminary is that the frequent use of editing software seems to rub off on your projects, as they start looking professional every time you learn something new. Thanks for watching my evaluation.